Good evening and a warm welcome to all educators joining us today. On behalf of CENTA, we are delighted to have you with us for another insightful session in our ongoing CENTA webinar series for teachers, a space where passionate educators come together to learn, reflect, and grow professionally. Your presence and participation continue to inspire us as we build a stronger, more empowered teaching community. This evening session celebrates a very special occasion. Now it's our pleasure to introduce the facilitator for this transformative session, Srinidhi Prasan Kumar, Principal SKS Academy and IVA World School with 15 years of experience, expert trainer in pedagogy and curriculum development, certified career counselor with over 14 years of experience in academic leadership. Srinidhi Ma'am is a dynamic school principal known for driving educational excellence through innovation and inclusion. She has led CBSE and ICSE school integrating NEP aligned pedagogy such as PBL, IBL, and UDL, along with digital learning and STEAM initiatives. A certified career counselor, she is recognized for building strong teams, enhancing instructional quality, and promoting holistic student development. Now, back to the session. Welcome, Srinidhi ma'am, once again, and over to you.
Thank you, Gopika, for that wonderful profile reading. Good evening, everybody. So, how are you all doing? Once again, meeting you in such a wonderful session gives me a lot of pleasure. So, can we have the slides on the screen? Ms. Gopika Muskan, thank you so much. So, visual thinking routine is something that we are going to learn today together. Before going in there, I would like to welcome you all. I'm very glad and happy to have you all here in between the week in a working day. After taking up the work of 6 to 7 hours, you all have come here to this session in the evening, and it just proves your commitment towards your learning, your passion towards your profession. Hence, your learning is equal to progress, and progress is equal to promotion, and promotion is equal to success. So, today you have kept your first step ahead towards your success of the life. Congratulations, everybody. Moving ahead, you're going to promise me something today. Each and every one of you attending this session in the streamline, you are going to be conscientious and diligent. You're going to give your 100% throughout this session and will stay with me till the end of the last slide to learn and to gain the most of today's session. Today's session is all about visible or visual thinking routine, and hence, thinking cannot be partial. If you're going to learn this partially, I'm very sure that you'd be able to partially deliver it to your children, which is something that both of us will not agree as academicians. Hence, stay with me till the end of the slide, and I'm 100% sure that you're going to take home something unique today, and you'll be happy about it. So, what are we going to learn today? Walt, right? What are we learning to? We are learning to think. We are learning the concepts of visual thinking today, how to implement inside your classroom, the background of visual thinking, that is, what is behind the story of visual thinking, categories or types with various examples, so that you straight away get inside your classroom and you implement it with your children. Let's start. Now, I'm going to start with a hook activity. That is, I'm going to play a series of images, set of images in front of you. Each image will have a part of it. Now, along with the image, there will be few set of questions. It is not required for you to answer all the questions in the chat box. But yes, if you are a fast typer, definitely you may answer the questions in the chat box. Otherwise, simultaneously, I want you to contemplate. I want you to think deeply about each and every questions that is associated with the picture, that is going to be played. Okay, this is the first picture. Look at it carefully. Look at the small part of this image. What do you see or notice? If your fingers are very fast, you can type the answers simultaneously. Otherwise, just be calm and listen and contemplate to the questions, but you have to go deep inside your thinking, as in when I read these questions. What do you see or notice in this image? What do you think is this image is? What makes you say so? Say that. And what you are wondering about. So I'm going to quickly. Okay, somebody has said it's a maze. Wow, somebody has said it's a biometrics. Wonderful, wonderful answers. I'm able to see in the chat box. Come on, any other answers? Game. Okay, what makes you think it's so? Okay, it's an illusion. Very good, Krishna. What are you wondering about? It's a circle. Very good. Amrit Kaur, sorry. Wonderful. It's a dart game. Okay, great, great, great going. Now I'm going to reveal a little more, a bigger part of this image. Now, did you look at this image? So you see more of the part of the image. What do you see new in it? How does it change your idea about what was it before? Right now you see something different on the screen, the other half of the same image, and what is your brain thinking about this right now? Please contemplate it. Okay, target critical thinking. Wonderful. Focus of brain. Okay, brain. Wonderful, very good answers. Now let's go to the next part of this image. Okay, now you have most of the image, 80% I would say, on the screen. Now what is new about the image that you're seeing, and what are you exactly wondering about this? Okay, analysis. Deepti ma'am has said it's analysis, brain. Okay, but you now you're able to see something different on the screen, right? There is another one, human face. So what it could be? Come on, quickly contemplate. Quickly try to comprehend the image. Now I'm going to reveal the entire image. Yes. So this is the entire image. How was your hypothesis? How has your hypothesis changed? Right? Thinking back to the beginning, are you having same questions still? Do you have the same questions? It is all about communication between one brain and another brain. So this was a starting activity, a starter, I could say, for today's session. And congratulations, well done. You have seen and you have learned the first tool of today's VTR, that is visual thinking routine, which is known as zoom in. Okay, so the first visual thinking routine, which I was showing to you right now by exposing part by part the picture, the strategy is known as zoom in. This is generally used while describing, inferring, or interpreting a content or a concept, where you are asking the child to look at the smallest part of the image, to go inside the detailing of the concept, and then you are revealing the other portions and other areas, widening the conceptual knowledge of the child. And whenever you are showing another part of the image, you are again asking the child to think, to see carefully, to notice it. And you are going to ask them some reflective questions on what do you think, what do you understand, how did your hypothesis or your perception change, right? Which is going to allow the child to zoom in while you show the smallest part, and zoom out while you show the entire picture to the child. So, this kind of visual thinking routine is very common and very effective to use in any of these science, SST, mathematics, English classrooms in order to introduce a concept or to dive in deep inside the concept. So, well done. A big clap to all of you. You started with an example and you know one of a kind of the visual thinking routine. So while you are using the previous method, zoom in inside your classroom, you may have to debrief the activity with certain questions for you to channel your children to what you are thinking to teach them. Like, what did this activity make you to do? For example, if I have to ask you that question, what did this activity make you to do? I just showed you certain circles and then which made you to think that it's a maze, it's a game, and then when I showed the face of the person, you thought it's a brain. And then when I exposed you to two people looking at each other, you were able to rightly understand that it is a conversation that's happening between two people using their brains, right? So what did this activity make you do? It made you to dive deep inside the concept, to comprehend the picture, to go and understand the concept and to have a better clarity, and to make, and what makes you say was the question that I was continuously asking you. What was so different when the picture was so small, and what was so different when the picture was fully exposed to you? So these are the probing questions, the thinking questions that you can definitely ask your classroom while you use this particular tool, one of the type of the visual thinking routine that you're going to learn today. So, before diving inside the concepts, okay, there are few questions to you. Muskan, I would like you to please post the questions in their YouTube stream. What are the ingredients of good thinking? What do you think a good thinking is going to have? What are the ingredients of good thinking? The second question, can good thinking be taught? Can we teach somebody to think? If you feel the answer is yes, then you'll write how. If the answer is no, then you will write how. The third question is, what does good thinking have to do with good learning? So, what is the connection between good thinking and good learning? Will it affect? What is it going to do? Okay. So, quickly think on these three questions, and come on, fastest fingers are going to work today. I'm just going to count 10, and by then, I want your answers in the chat box. The first question for you, you can write answers for any one question. If you're unable to write the answer for all the three, you can choose any one for which you like to answer, and definitely you can answer. Yes, Miss Amrit Kaur has written that positive approach. You can write question number 1, 2 near your answer so that I would know for which question your answer is. First, yes, curiosity, the best ingredient is curiosity, absolutely right. Good thinking will enhance your learning, positive mindset, curiosity, yes, absolutely right. Positivity, yes. Oh, you all have got it very rightly. So, I would say that ingredient of good thinking is clarity. The more you are able to give clear picture clear vision about the concepts to the children, they are going to think better, they are going to learn better, and they are going to replicate better. Of course, as rightly said by many of you, open mindedness, curiosity, logical thinking, reasoning, reflection, I would say metacognition. All these are going to be a great ingredient for somebody who has to think better. Now let's go to the second question. Can good thinking be taught? Ha ya nahi? Yes. Then how do you think we can teach someone to think? Come on. Can we teach someone to think? How is it possible? Can be taught by practicing consistently. Absolutely right, Navnita. I appreciate your answer. Great. You all have, yes, through focus, through questioning strategies. Wonderful. So I'm having a very brilliant set of people today as my audience. I'm so lucky today. So, what does good thinking have to do with good learning? That is your third question. So, what is the connection between somebody thinks good and somebody learns good? What is the connection between thinking and learning? Which is your third question. Come on, fastest finger works. I need your answer in the chat box. Yes. Okay, patience. How come you are relating patience? This is something unique. Yes, good thinking will lead to focus, conceptual clarity. Absolutely right. Which again leads to good learning. Very good. Focus. And what else? So good thinking have to do with it has to do something with good learning. It strengthens understanding. If you're able to think, comprehend things better, you're able to understand, it helps you to make connections with self, connection with others, connection globally. It improves problem solving, right? You'll be able to solve the real life problems when your thinking is good, when your learning is enhanced. You can make better decisions. These are all the benefits. So in short, you have filled the chat box, thinking out of box. Very good. Yes. So you have filled the chat box with the benefits of learning the thinking routine today. So, my lovely audience, you are going to have these many benefits today. You are taking these many benefits home. So, thank yourself for that. Thank you so much for your responses. Now, moving ahead, let's check a little of the background from where this thinking routine has all of a sudden started, right? So, this is nothing but from a project called as Project Zero, which was introduced by a group of men who were working with the Harvard Graduate School during 1967. Oh God, it's so long. This is nothing new to us. Okay, so in 1967, Harvard group of people made a research work, and then they came across this routine called as visible thinking routine. The people who are working in the project, like Mark Church, Ron Richard, Karen Morrison, were all professors, and they came up with this idea of visible thinking routine under a project called as Project Zero. This was dedicated to the entire education fraternity to deep dive inside the concepts and to bring academic excellence inside your classroom. After the research, these men also wrote two books known as Making Thinking Visible, The Power of Making Thinking Visible, from which I have taken most of the concepts in today's presentation. And they are wonderful book for you to purchase. It's available online with some minimal charges. So this is a small, background about what is visible thinking. Now we know what is visible thinking, right? Visual thinking, right? Making thinking visible in front of your eyes, what your child is thinking while you're teaching a concept to them. Now, what are the types of visual thinking? There are multiple types, out of which core thinking routine is the simplest and easiest thinking routine. If you are a beginner, if you're a starter, you have never used thinking routine, this type of thinking routine is going to be immediate and easy for you to introduce inside your classroom. Introducing and exploring ideas is another set of thinking routine. Digging deeper into ideas, synthesizing and organizing ideas, investigating objects and systems is another type of thinking routine. Perspective taking, taking multiple viewpoints, opinions, perspectives about a topic, considering controversies, dilemmas, and perspectives, generating possibilities and analogies, exploring art, images, and objects, global thinking. So, these are the different types of thinking routines. And shall I give you a good news? Today, I'm going to give you a gift. Now, let that be a surprise. When we move ahead with the slides, I will be revealing you what is the gift that you all are going to get today. Okay, so let's move ahead. So, I think you must have gotten at least a 10 percentage to 20 percentage clarity about what is a thinking routine. Thinking routine. is a visible thinking routine tool, a pedagogical tool that you can implement inside your classroom to deliver the teaching learning material in a very effective manner. So there are multiple thinking routine tools as what you're seeing on the screen. There are n number of tools. It's a huge ocean. Now, how do you select and use them wisely inside your classroom? Okay, so as I've already told you, core routines are the simplest thinking routine tools that you can immediately implement in your classroom if you are a person who is new to routine, if you are starting this for the first time. The type that you have to choose is core thinking routines. In core thinking routines, these are the different tools that are available. What makes you say that is one of the tool. Okay, I'm going to show this to you with examples of different subjects like mathematics, science, social science, English. How can you do this? How can you use this inside your classroom? So the first tool is what makes you say that. You explain a concept and you are going to give them a statement, and you are going to ask them whether do you agree with the statement or you disagree with the statement. Will you like to justify the statement or not? And once your child gives the answer after thinking, after interpreting, you are just going to ask what makes you say that. Now, how do you say that the statement is justified, or how do you statement say that the statement is, is not making any sense? Think, puzzle, and explore is a wonderful tool, TPE, a routine that sets the stage for deeper inquiry. I have mostly seen science teacher using this kind of a thinking routine where you put some kind of a experimental situation on the screen, you ask children to think about it, you puzzle them with few questions, and after the question and answer you are allowing them thoroughly freely to explore the concept, maybe by taking them outside the classroom or by exposing them to the experiment inside the laboratory. The third one is think, pair, share, a very common and a easy tool to expand the knowledge, a routine for active reasoning and explanation. You put children in pairs, you will introduce the concept, you will ask them to think, pair with each other, and share their opinion or knowledge with each other. Now, I have 4 points to talk about. My partner has 3 points to talk about. And together, now we have 7 points put together, right? Circle of viewpoints, a routine for exploring diverse perspectives. I used to think before, now I think this way. This is generally used as a practice for exit tickets. So when I talk about exit tickets as a formative tool, we can use it inside the classroom. It is very effective and efficient to understand that before you teach this topic, what was the understanding of the child, and after you teach, after you taught the topic, what is the understanding, and how did the understanding, or how did the comprehension, or how did the knowledge expand or change, will be captured with the help of this routine. See, think, wonder is one of my favorite thinking routine. I almost use it in every classroom of mine because it allows the child to go out of box and wonder about concept. They get fascinated and they start dreaming and making neural connections while I use this particular thinking routine inside my classroom. Compass routine will allow the child to go 360 degrees about a particular perspective or a concept. Nothing like a news like north, east, west, and south. They can travel into all the direction and understand 360 degrees about a particular concept. So these are 7 core routine concepts that is very easy for you to immediately use. You can even try one of this in your classroom tomorrow. Okay, so how many of you are excited? How many of you are excited for the gift, right? So I'm definitely going to give you the gift today as I promised you. Before giving it to you, I would like to open it and show it on the screen. Just a second. So, whatever thinking routine we are going to discuss today, okay, is given in this link which I'm going to share with you today. By the end of the session, the Centa team will be sharing it with you on the chat box. Whatever visual routine we are discussing or we are going to discuss is listed, and this is the Harvard's PZ thinking routine project zero, which I was talking to you about. This is the site. This has all the thinking routines, and once when I click here, it is going to take me to that set of thinking routines. And once I click the particular link, it is going to take me to the resource. Okay, so when I'm going to download the resource, I will be able to open up a page which gives me entire description, information about that particular thinking routine. So when you want to use think, pair, share tomorrow in your classroom, you can definitely understand and do it with the help of this link. Isn't it wonderful? Did you all like the gift, by the way? Say yes or no in the chat box. Quickly, I'm going to count three. One, two, three. Thank you. Thank you so much for your answers. So, once again, I'm telling you, I'll explain you how to utilize this. So whatever thinking routine types we have been discussing about, it is visible here. If you are a starter, you will start with core thinking routines. If you click on this, you will be taken to the list of core thinking routines. And when you click on any one of its type, you will be able to see the resources free of cost. And once when you download it, a PDF file will get opened, which will tell you in detail with examples of what is that thinking routine all about and how you can use it immediately in your classrooms tomorrow. Okay, so that is the benefit for all of you to attend today's session. Now let's go to the very first thinking routine. What makes you say that? Just now I have told you. So it is a part of which type of thinking routine? Come on, tell me in the chat box. We just saw many types of thinking routines. What makes you say that is a part of which type of thinking routine? Come on. I'm going to wait for 2 seconds. Give me the answer. Which type? Okay, let me help you with options. Option A, core thinking routine. Option B, perspective taking. Option C, global thinking. Option D, introducing and exploring. What is the right answer? Is it option A or option B or option C? What makes you say that is a core thinking routine, which is the easiest one that you had learned just now. Okay. Moving ahead, I am going to give you an example of mathematics because mathematics teachers are always concerned that why there is no example for us. So here you go with your mathematics example. Calculating the diagonals of a TV screen is the example. A television screen with a length of 32-inch and a width of 18-inch. The question is, what makes you say that is the length of the diagonal? So there is a Pythagoras theorem, right? Pythagoras theorem says that a square plus b square is equal to c square. So you are going to make the child think about what makes you say that using the Pythagoras theorem, and they have to write a conclusive statement, a conclusion statement saying that the diagonal is approximately 3.7 inches, which makes us say that based on the Pythagoras theorem, which is the rule that a squared hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the two other squared sides in a right angled triangle. So, when you use this powerful thinking routine of what makes you say that, you are giving a problem statement and you are giving the solution also. And you are asking them to use a theorem and to conclude and prove that the theorem is correct or wrong. When you want your child to prove LHS is equal to RHS, then you can use what makes you say that. When you want your child to prove any formulas, then you can ask your child with what makes you say that. So these are the areas where you can easily use what makes you say that kind of a thinking routine. I hope I'm clear. Now, there is another one link which I will be providing, especially to the math teachers, because math teachers are very close to my heart. Tell me why? Because you all are putting a lot of efforts every day. Hence, I'm going to give you a special link in which it is clearly explained which routine can be used for which of your mathematics topics. Okay, so please wait till the end of this session. So great going. Very good. I'm so proud of you all. Let's deep dive inside the session now. Now let's look at examples for language teachers, Hindi teachers, English teachers, other regional language teachers. This thinking routine that's called as beginning, middle, and end is going to be very useful while you're delivering a story. Another one thinking routine that's called as 4 C's. I will tell you what are the 4 C's. Generally, it is useful for social science teachers, but any other subject teacher can also use it. Think, puzzle, and explore, as I've already told you, that comes under the core thinking routine, is generally used by science or EVS teachers. Word, phrase, sentence can be used by any of the teachers to capture the essence of the text or for vocabulary building, right? Most of our children are struggling with comprehension, are struggling with vocabularies, are struggling to frame sentence, words, and vocabularies. Hence, such kind of thinking routine is going to definitely add on to the pedagogy. Now, the first one, beginning, middle, end, a routine to harness the power of storytelling to observe connection, patterns, and meanings within the storytelling. Now, if you see this picture, so this is how beginning, middle, and end is going to be used. If the image is the beginning of the story, what might happen next? If it is middle, what happened before and what will happen after? If this is the end, what is the conclusion of the story? Can be three different kind of questions that you are using to trigger thinking of your children. After they think, it is very important for them to pen down, because most of the children know what is it all about, but where is the problem? The problem is converting them into a sentence, right? So now I'm going to give you an example for you to do it. Okay, now if this is going to be the picture, imagine this is the picture that you have shown your children. Now, what are the questions you will be asking them? If this is the beginning of the story, what can happen next? If it is the middle, what happened before and what can happen next? If it is the end, what should be the climax or the conclusion of the story? Students must do a free writing exercise soon after completing this thinking routine to show their thinking on paper, and they should also discuss their responses in the classroom, either in small groups or along with the teacher. So this tool is very effective whenever you are teaching a prose or a poetry to your children. The next tool which I'm going to share as an example is 4 C's: connection, challenge, concept, and change. Okay, generally used by science teachers, social science, EVS, mathematics teachers. This is the example on the screen. Now you are giving them four terminologies. Now, I have given you user friendly terminologies, but definitely you can give some scientific terminologies if you're a science teacher. Trustworthy, dependable, funny, kind, confident are the true qualities of a friend. After you show the qualities and the characteristics, you're going to ask the child, how do you bring connection to the term friendship and these words? How, what is that something that you would like to challenge? Maybe you can say that I would like to challenge funny. Do all the friends have to be funny? Is that required? So I would like to challenge funny. Is maybe the answer of one of your child sitting inside your classroom. Or they can also challenge confidence. They can say that why somebody should have confidence if they want to become a friend of somebody. And you can also ask, what are the key concepts do you think are worth holding here, or what do you think that it is absolutely correct and it should be one in the list of qualities of true friendship? Maybe I would say trustworthy. I will hold on with trustworthy. I would say that yes, I agree that all the friends should be trustworthy. And then what changes you would like to make in this list? Maybe I could say that I would like to remove funny and I would like to add something else to the list. So, this kind of a thinking routine will definitely allow your students to understand the concept from the root in all the directions and get a conceptual clarity. So, it's your turn now. Come on, quickly type the answers in the chat box. Okay. Characteristic of a good teacher. Come on, you all are awesome teachers sitting there. Enthusiastic, creative, humorous, challenges the students, encouraging, or she's patient, admits what they don't know. Which is the right answer? What connection you're able to make? What would you like to challenge? What concepts you stay with? And what change you want to make? Okay, Vasu Vivek, creative is something that you'd like to add. Very good, ma'am. Knowledge of subjects, excellent. You'd like to challenge humorous. Okay, that's very good. Why humor is required for a teacher? A teacher should be strict. I agree with you, Shweta, ma'am. I agree with you. Yes, patience, understanding, you would like to add. Wonderful. Superb audience. Oh my God, I have got a set of brilliant audience today with me. You all have nailed it, I would say. Okay, moving ahead, the third example is think, puzzle, and explore. Be grabbed by a science teacher as soon as I say this for developing deeper inquiry in her lessons. So, this is the example. I am going to put a scientific statement on my screen or on my board. I will write with the chalk. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. Is a generic quotation, but you can write any statements like, for example, if you're a science teacher, you can write, it is absolutely not correct for you to sit below the tree during the night hours, is completely a myth, can be the statement that you are putting on the screen or writing on your board, and you are starting with this thinking routine where you are asking, what are your thoughts? What do you think while you see or read this statement? What questions do you have? And what ideas you would like to explore more about this particular sentence? Okay. Now, the answers could be something like this. I think that Bill Gates understand that no two people are same, which is its beauty. I puzzle, but is it bad to compare yourself to a person you admire, like a mentor? Maybe it's good as well. Why I when I compare myself to someone superior, then only I will grow, right? Otherwise, I may get overconfidence. I would like to explore that how can you admire someone and want to be like them, but still be yourself? You're not becoming a complete copycat of whom do you admire, but still you take few essence of them and you be yourself as well, is something that I want to try out, I want to explore. So this is really a great, beautiful thinking routine of think, puzzle, explore. And I would definitely recommend each one of you attending this session to use this. It will make wonders in the conceptual clarity of your children. Now it's your turn. Come on, this is the statement that I have written on the board, okay? No significant learning can take place without significant relationship. I'm saying that if there is no relationship, no learning. Okay, what comes immediately in your mind? What do you think? What do you puzzle? And what would you like to explore? Along with your answers, please write think, puzzle, explore so I understand what you're trying to write. The question is, when there is no relationship, there is no significant learning. What do you think? What do you question? And what do you explore? Come on, quickly, give me the answers in the chat box. I'm going to wait for 3 more seconds. 1, 2, and 3. I'm able to see creative in answer. So should I think that you all are thinking? Continuous learning, okay. So the thought that comes to your mind is continuous learning. So if you ask me, I would say that as soon as I read this statement, what thought comes to my mind is how is relationship and learning is has to do with each other is something that I will think, and I will puzzle, I will question that um, how can I say that, you know, if I have a good relationship with someone, then only I can learn from them. Maybe a puzzle. And I would explore that how relationship affects or affects learning in somebody's life. Does it have anything to do? What is the connection between them? Okay, yes, Vani ma'am, great to know from you. Okay, moving ahead. Wonderful answers, audience in the chat box. So the answer in chat box are quite interesting. Let's go to the fourth and the last example of today, the last thinking routine that I would love to use in all your classrooms. Word, phrase, and sentence. If your children are struggling in vocabulary building, in communication, in English language, or in any other languages, definitely I would recommend you to use this kind of a thinking routine. A thinking routine to capture the essence of the text and also to build the vocabulary. Now, for example, in this thinking routine, first what you have to do is you should have a resource. You should have a paragraph, a chapter, a poem, or a prose in front of you, and you will put that in front of the student's eyes on the screen. You will give them time to read it, or you will read aloud it for you if your children are unable to read or if their lexic speed is very less. After reading the content or the resource page, these are the prompts that you will give. Select one word that captured or struck your mind. Select one phrase that provoked you, or select one sentence that has made sense or that is meaningful for you in this particular paragraph. So once the children have chosen their word, their phrase, and their sentence, you will be creating a learning walk or a learning gallery where they have to write their name at the top and the word, the phrase, and the sentence. Once everybody writes, you can take the children for a learning walk wherein your class will end up learning multiple words, multiple phrases, and multiple sentences. That's how we are going to use this particular thinking routine. So the reflective question here is, what might be the benefits of using words, phrase, sentence with your students? You can use that particular word and generate multiple sentences as an English teacher and show it to them. You can use that phrase and tell them which are all the situations you can use this phrase. For example, I'm on the cloud nine is a phrase, right? To show that I'm fully happy or overwhelmed. Or a sentence you can give as an example and teach them how to create the sentence or construct the sentence. Oh, finally, I'm happy that each one of you sitting here are equipped with a whole lot of um, what to say, learning, visible learning tools, right? VTRs, visible thinking routines, or we can call it as visual thinking routines, and you are pedagogically equipped to do this or use this inside your classroom. Congratulations, each and every one of you. And do you know the best part of using VTR, visual thinking routine, in your classroom? It is nowhere connected to any of your content. One visual thinking routine can be used by the math teacher, science teacher, social studies, Marathi teacher, Hindi teacher, PE teacher, and that's the beauty about this visual thinking routine. So, a final thing for you all to end today's session, exit ticket, which is again a type of thinking routine of comes under the category of core thinking routines. The first one, which I told you, I used to think, but now I think. Muskan, can you please put the question in the chat box? I'm going to give you all almost 20 to 30 seconds time to think and to answer. The question is, I used to think what about the thinking routine before, but I have learned it now, and now I think that thinking routine is all about this. Muskan, if you can kindly post the question in the WhatsApp. Muskan, are you there? Okay, let me post the question. Okay, Muskan has posted. How did your perspective, thoughts, and knowledge change about thinking routine after attending this session, and what you have learned new today in this session? I'm going to wait for another 2 more minutes to read the lovely comments, the answers that you are going to post in the chat box. I used to think that my thinking process will be uh, okay. Oh, okay, fine. That's so kind of you, Mr. Kind Words. It's a new experience, curious, enriching. Thank you. Routine is vast. Okay, Deepti Raj, and now complicated and time consuming. But now, what do you think, ma'am? New experience. Okay, drawing mind maps, ventilation diagrams. Okay, what you're talking about is Mrunalini. You're talking about the mind maps and then the ventilation diagrams, the concept maps. They all are known as graphic organizers. If some other day, if time permits, I will come to you all with a bundle of graphic organizers, because they are another set of pedagogical tools which are amazing again to use inside the classroom along with your children. But I really liked your answer, Mronalini Deshmukh. Media makes teaching creative, challenging, champions, new experience, better thinking, um, help children learn. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, you have filled the chat box with excellent answers. And let me tell you, today's audience were one of the most brilliant set of audience whom I have ever got. So thank you so much, all of you. I would love to give you the link now, which we were talking about as the gift. So this is the link. Um, Muskan, if you can kindly share this link with the audience in the chat box. So yes, this is the link, that is PZ Project Zero Harvard Education, where you will get the template for using all the thinking routines that we discussed. Thinking routines are not limited to any one subject. You can use them in the classroom, in any subject. Truly help me build a positive, deeper culture of thinking in my class. Wonderful, wonderful. So you are contemplating and understanding things in a very great manner. Thank you so much to all the lovely audience. Muskan, over to you. Thank you, Senta, for continuously striving for academic excellence. You people are doing a great job, and I'm pretty sure that because of the existence of Senta, um, the teaching dreams, teaching goals, career dreams of each and every teacher is going to reach to a new height. All the best to Team Senta. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Till here, right? Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found the session informative. Thank you, Srinidhi ma'am, for a very engaging and informative session for our community of teachers. I'm sure that our teachers have a lot of takeaways from the session. I would like to take this moment to highlight our work in connecting children with trusted CENTA certified tutors. Let's take a quick look at how CENTA tutors are helping more children learn with care and quality.
The right tutor, not just any tutor. With Centa, you access a verified network of experienced teachers worldwide. Share your child's requirements, we find the best matches. And you start with a free demo class. Every subject, every board, flexible schedules, with qualified tutors who focus on real understanding and real progress. With regular assessments and updates, you always know how your child is growing. Post your requirement for free and get a CENTA certified tutor in under 14 days.
Thank you for joining the session. I hope you found the session helpful. If you have registered and filled out the feedback form for the session, check your participation record in the app in the My Learning session. I will guide you through the instructions. Open the Center app on your device, navigate to the ongoing webinar session, click on Submit Feedback. Please note that this option will be available at 6 p.m. IST. At the end of the session, we will share a 3-digit code required for feedback. Enter this code to access the feedback form 4430. I repeat, the code to access the feedback form is 4430. Complete the feedback form and you will be able to download your record of participation instantly. This new process was introduced to streamline your experience and ensure your participation is instantly recognized. As we conclude this session, I wish to bring to the attention of our